Hello everyone. I'm Bridget Baggett. I'm with Career Innovations. I want to first thank everyone for joining us today for the Job Seekers Q&A session. Again, we do this every Monday, 7 to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do see some new names on the line, and I want to say welcome. Thank you again for joining me tonight. I'm Bridget Back, and I'm the founder of Career Innovations. Career Innovations is an executive search firm. We were launched in 2007. We're actually a referral-based firm. We pride ourselves in innovative technology and tools to locate the best talent for our clients. Before we dive in, if you do have any questions, be sure to type those in the bottom of the chat bar. You can ask any questions related to your job search. If you're gainfully employed, you can ask any questions related to your current employment. So it's not just for job seekers. It can be any type of career development questions that you may have as well. We do address those in these workshops. I do stress that everyone send me their questions before the session. So when you sign up for the session, there is a text box in which you can answer your questions. Or ask your questions. You must remember these workshops are for you. I actually put together the workshops based on the questions I do receive each week. So each week is pretty different on what topic we'll be talking about, and the topic actually revolves around the questions that are submitted through the registration form. So I really do urge that everyone put the questions in, so when you jump on the line, this can be productive for everyone. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I like to do a quick overview about myself because, as I talk on the line and I tell you about some of my personal experiences in not only in corporate America but also as an entrepreneur, and actually just working with candidates on a day-to-day basis. I really like people to understand a little bit about my background. I'm the director of staffing and recruiting at Career Innovation. I truly see ourselves as innovators. We use innovative approaches, which includes unconventional and untraditional methods to locate top talent. One of my true passions is organizational development and organizational change. I truly believe an organizational culture starts with the company's core values. It's the foundation for attracting and retaining top talent. So I really truly believe before you can implement new talent, or either even reach out to our firm to find new talent, you really want to make sure that your culture is in place, so you can get anyone in there. The question is, will they stay? And that's what you really want. You want to have that retention. My favorite quote is, "Good is the enemy of great. Few people attain great lives, partly because it's just so easy to settle for a good one." That's actually from Jim Collins, from the book Good to Great, which is a great book to read as well. If you ever have time to pick it up, definitely check it out. It's a great read. Let's go ahead and dive right in. The questions that I did receive were about making a lateral move and also about getting a promotion within their current place of employment. This workshop is going to be pretty short because those are the two questions that I did receive about looking at internal opportunities with their current organization, as well as looking at promotional opportunities with their current place of employment. So we're going to talk about that today. Again, I will open the lines up. If you have questions, you can definitely raise your hand. I can unmute your mic, or I'll take any questions. It does not have to be related to promotions or internal lateral moves, but it can be related to career opportunities if you weren't able to get your question in. So go ahead, let's talk about making a lateral move. So as we know that nowadays people, when they're looking to hire internally, they're looking at different qualities a potential current employee can offer. So tapping someone on the shoulder, trying to get them to look at a job opportunity, those days are long gone. They're really actually looking for traits within their current employees to see, is this person a leader? Is this person going to bring longevity to the company? They're also going to look for a person that they can see that's going to be with their organization on a long-term basis. So these are some of the qualities that employees are looking for. Again, when you think about a promotion, we often look at organizational ladders as a way that you're moving up in an organization, but we do not want to neglect the lateral moves, which means that, you may stay in the same department, you may have a similar title. In some cases, you may not even get a raise in salary, but it may be a vertical move that may either strengthen your current experience, or you could be gaining new experiences in a different role. So don't neglect lateral moves. A lot of times people don't look at lateral moves as promotions, but lateral moves definitely can give you the experience you need to get a promotion in the near future, if that's what your ultimate goal is to do. So the first thing you want to do, you want to be able to assess your current situation. You want to ask yourself, in your current role, what skills are involved in the first place? These are your core career strengths that any promotion needs to be based upon. So you need to think about, how can I build on my current skills in my current role? And then you also need to ask yourself, have you outgrown your role? A lot of times people may be seeking out lateral moves or promotions because they have outgrown their current position. So you want to definitely assess your current situation to see, have I outgrown my role? Am I seeking new challenges? Is there something within my current organization that I can be doing that's going to be able to push me further to my overall career goals? So you have to remember, when you look at this and you assess your situation, that you want to make sure that your experience and your background does align with the opportunities that you're seeking. Next, you want to be able to better your best. In other words, you want to be able to shine. You want everyone to see that your work and what you're doing is great. You have a great work ethic. You've been put on projects because you shine. So you want to be able to not only have this within your resume, but also have people that can co-sign and recommend you for opportunities as they arise in your organization. So that, again, better your best also means you also want to be able to have a list of things that you've currently done with your organization that's going to co-sign that you can do an opportunity within your organization. And don't be tempted to write off things that you don't think that matter. I know a lot of people, especially when we do resumes, people won't mention some of the training or some of the hands-on experiences that they've had with their organization because they believe it doesn't matter. And these small attributes that you have may be your selling points that get you that opportunity. But a lot of people neglect to put this on their resume. A lot of people overlook it because they feel it does not matter. So you definitely want to make sure that not only are you bettering your best, but you also are highlighting the things that you've done that can push you towards the direction that you're trying to go. Then after you do that, you want to know what you want to do. What do you want? And this is a question that you're going to have to look at and figure out what you actually want to do moving forward. There may be a lot of roles lined up inside your organization. You may not know if you want to take a lateral move or a promotional move. You may figure that you want to stay where you are, but you really want to identify what you want to be promoted to. It could be pretty obvious if you're in a traditional role and you want to go into a senior role. But you also want to know what the qualifications and what's needed to be able to do that senior role. So then that's when it goes back to assessing your current situation. So that's why that's very important to do when you begin this process, to look at where you currently are to see where you have to go to get where you want to be. One thing that can definitely help you out is getting a mentor. It can be someone within your own organization. It can be someone that's doing the same thing that you're doing, but at a different organization. It does not have to be within your company, but you do want to get someone that's doing exactly what you're looking to do. We used to call this either preceptorships or shadowing. You can call it what you want, but you want to be able to reach out to someone that can give you insight on the career that you're seeking. Not only does it show eagerness, it also shows some type of tenacity that you're trying to go out there and get what you want. You're not waiting for it to be handed to you. And not only that, you're trying to get the important details that are going to be crucial in making the decision on whether or not you will want to take an opportunity if it was presented to you. I can tell you, two occupations I was pursuing that totally changed my mind after I did some soul searching and after I actually got a mentor and did a preceptorship. My first one was when I initially went to school to be a veterinarian, and I truly thought that this is what I wanted to do. When I got in there and I did some shadowing and mentoring with the veterinarian, I saved myself 4 years of going to vet school to figure out, okay, this is not what I want to do for 30 years. It took more than just, having the love for animals to be a veterinarian. So that's one thing that, I was able to see, and it was definitely an eye-opener just to be able to shadow someone and have a mentor for them to show me, is this something that you truly want to do? Because if it is something you want to do, I'm going to expose you to what this job really is about. And that's what you want. You want someone that's going to be able to give you the behind the scenes look at the day in the life of a particular role. This will allow you to see if this is something that you want to pursue on a long-term basis. Work on you. Work on you also goes hand in hand with getting a mentor. A mentor can only give you so much insight in where you want to go on a professional level, but working on you is going to take the work from you to get yourself there. While you're trying to make an advanced role and you're trying to move forward, you really want to make sure you know not only the lingo that's in the industry, the experience and the education that's required. That's one thing to know something about what you're currently doing in your current role, but you may need to know more advanced skill sets if you're trying to move to a more senior role. One case can be, someone that's trying to move into a marketing industry or a marketing role. If you don't have the faintest idea what ROI is or how accounts are won and lost, that's going to be a problem if you're potentially trying to move up in that marketing department, because that's crucial information that the department will want their employees to know. So that may give you an insight on what you need to start working on and how you need to start educating yourself on that particular role. Again, know your industry. Know what it's going to take to get into the roles that you're seeking, and make sure that your background is going to align with your career goals. And if they're not, find out ways, how can I get that education? How can I get that experience? How can I get what's going to be needed for me to be competitive if I do decide to move forward with this type of position? So you definitely want to take a look at what you need and how you can work on yourself to get to where you want to be. Getting the promotion. Again, this can be a promotion internally, or this can be a promotion with you working with another organization and you're just going to be taking a more senior level role. First thing you want to be able to do is measure your past successes. And what I mean by measuring your past successes, you want to take a look at what you've done in the past. Either look at a portfolio, you can look at your resume, but you really want to take a look at what things have you done to bring value to an organization. And I use the word value a lot because that's what organizations are looking for. They're looking for someone that's going to be able to bring something to the table. So you want to identify any projects that you worked on, any way that you save the company time or save the company money. You want to be able to have something that's either quantitative data or something that can be measured to show how can I show my past experiences and past successes and how do they measure up to what this organization is seeking for me to do. And make sure you're highlighting this. Highlight some of the things that you've done in the past and show how those past successes can be very, very helpful in getting a company to where they want to be. So you definitely want to be able to measure your past successes either in the form of a portfolio, have this on a resume, have this down where this is something that they can follow along easily and be able to put this in their organizational structure and match this to what they're looking for on a long-term basis. Another way you can get a promotion is by volunteering. Volunteer to do things that most people won't. And this goes for things that most people will either pass on or delegate to someone else to do or outsource. Find ways to incorporate this into your current task. It's going to show leadership. It's going to show that you're willing to do what it takes to elevate yourself professionally. You must remember to be successful, you have to be willing to do what most people aren't. That's the only way you're going to be able to master the things that you want to do. These are things that, you may not find exciting. I know that me as a recruiter or director of recruiting, there are things, there are tasks I find very boring or mundane, or, I find that, it's not what I really want to do every day, but I have I understand that these things have to get done. So you want to definitely volunteer and take an initiative to do the things that most people wouldn't want to do, or most people will either outsource to someone else. You want to also be as transparent as possible. And what I mean by being transparent as possible, you want to be able to show that, you're working towards a goal, and you don't want to keep that a secret. One thing I know that managers don't realize, there's a lot of gold in their staff. There's a lot of people in there that can do some of the jobs that they have posted online. But guess what? The manager has no idea what new role their employees want to move into. They haven't been transparent. They haven't spoken up. They haven't let them know that, hey, I'm looking for opportunities and I would love to move up internally with the organization I'm currently with. A lot of managers and executives do not know that, they have existing employees that are willing and ready to take some of the opportunities that they have. So you have to be willing to be transparent, and you have to be willing to speak up for opportunities, and let your managers know that you're open to being challenged, and you're open to make either a lateral or a upward move within the organizations, because a lot of managers don't know. Next thing you want to be able to do is network, and I put externally. Of course, it's great to network internally, and that goes back to being transparent by letting your manager know, letting decision makers know, and executives know what your intentions are. But also you want to take a note on networking externally, which means that you want to be able to network outside your organization on a physical and a social platform. We're not just talking about solely using social media. We're not talking about just solely using LinkedIn. We're actually talking about getting yourself out there, shaking hands, going to some of the industry-related associations, and getting your name out there and getting that exposure that you need in order to be labeled as an expert in the industry. That's the only way. Even if your company doesn't take heed to you as an expert, other people in the industry will. And not only networking, also do things that's going to put your name in front of decision makers, which means you can be doing projects that are going to, they're going to be able to help not only your organization, but also be able to put a name to something that you have accomplished. You may want to start blogging. I know people that signed up to start speaking for their industry-related associations, being a part of committees of associations. Again, you want to put yourself out there on a platform that not only is your organization going to be able to see you as the expert, but anyone in the industry will see you as an expert as well. So that's going to open your entire network up. So you're not only going to be narrowing your options down to internal promotions, now you're going to be seen across the board, and you won't believe the type of opportunities that you may actually be presented from organizations that you may have not thought to even apply to. So that's how networking is going to be able to open up your entire window of opportunities when you start to do that. Finally, you want to be prepared. And one of the best quotes I've gathered about preparation is, better to be prepared and not have an opportunity, and then to have an opportunity and not be prepared. That actually was by Les Brown, and I truly believe that's the best quote for being prepared for anything. This is not only on a professional note, this is on a personal note. Be prepared. Even if you're not looking for a job, you still should have an updated resume. You still should have a current portfolio. You still should be gathering letters of recommendations. I don't know how many times I've reached out to people that I perceive as a superstar in the industry, and they don't have a current resume to send me. I actually have the story to tell about a candidate that I did reach out to and ask for a resume, and they didn't have one. And I'm always the person that says, hey, no worries, just get it updated and send it to me. One day turned to 1 week, 1 week turned to 2 weeks. I finally got the resume, but they missed that opportunity. By the time they sent me their most recent updated resume, I've already presented 3 candidates by then, and they were already in the interview process. So they missed the opportunity because they weren't prepared, even though they weren't looking. Because most of the candidates that we reach out to are currently working, and they're not, actively looking for a new opportunity or looking for a job. But it was the fact that they weren't ready, and I couldn't wait 2 weeks for them to update the resume. I had to get someone to that client as soon as possible. So when that person did come around to send me their resume, that opportunity or that door had closed by then. So you definitely want to make sure that you're being prepared, even if you don't have an opportunity right now. Even if you don't have this long list that you can put on your portfolio or the accolades to put on your letter of references, you definitely want to have your most current experience and education together, because you never know when someone's going to ask for it. And the last thing you want to do is keep them waiting for them to send you any type of information or for you to get feedback, because they're waiting for your resume or waiting for your cover letter or waiting for your letter of recommendations. And what I say about letter of recommendations, you should be getting these as you're doing things. If you're completing a project and, your boss loved it or your direct manager loved it, you should be asking for, hey, do you mind writing me a letter of recommendation? There's no reason why you should be waiting either for the end of your employment or until you're ready to make a career move to start scrambling for references and recommendations. You should be building these as you move forward through your career. And that's one thing I tell people to do is, start asking for recommendations when you start making those achievements. And that's very, it's very uncomfortable, especially if you're separated from a job involuntarily, to have to go back and ask for a recommendation. It's almost like, you break up with a boyfriend or girlfriend, then have to go back and ask for, can I get my stuff back? you know it's kind of like, not to say they won't give it to you, but it puts them in a hot seat. It puts them in an uncomfortable situation. So you definitely don't want to have to do that, especially if you're going to separate from a job, have to go back and backpedal and ask for recommendations. You definitely want to get those as you're completing these accomplishments, so that way they're ready to go if you do decide to make a career move. And we're at 7:30, and I want to go ahead and open up the lines. If it's anyone on the line that wants to ask any questions, again, like I said, this was a short workshop. I only had 2 questions that came through, and that was regarding making a lateral move and making a getting a promotion. Usually, this is 7 to 8. We do a full hour, and most of the time we do have a lot of questions that come in that we do cover. But today is a short session. So if we don't have any questions, I'm definitely going to open the line up so I can address any questions. At the end of this workshop, there's a 10 question survey that I would like everyone to take. For attending, we do send promo codes out if you were looking to get a resume edits or resume writing from us. Our upcoming workshops that are coming out, or if you go to our website, you can go to our events tab and click on that and look at some of the upcoming ones that we have. We have our networking workshop, creative ways to market yourself, and we also have putting the action in your plan workshop that's coming up throughout the month of March, if you want to take a look at that as well. So those are some workshops that you can definitely look at and attend that will help you with your career search or any type of career development that you're looking to pursue. Let's see if we have any questions down here. Okay, one question is, how do we pull our manager aside? Do we ask for a one-on-one, or is this something that we will bring to HR if we're looking for promotions? Well, if you're looking for a promotion, I definitely would. My first line of defense was to talk to your direct manager. It's right now, I would just get their feel out on things. Also get their insight. It's nothing wrong with asking them what you can do to position yourself for a particular role. So my first line of defense would be to reach out to your direct manager, or the person that you report to, and that goes back to being transparent, and let them know where you stand. Let them know that you're open to career opportunities and you're looking to make either a lateral move or an upward move within the organization. In fact, they would be flattered that you came to them. They would be very happy to assist in any way. Well, most would be very happy to assist in any way, because they show that you're taking initiative. You're not looking for opportunities outside of the organization, because then that would affect their return on investment. That would affect their retention rate, because now they're going to have to find someone to replace you. So for you to come to them looking for an internal role shows that you're not only you're loyal, but you have a commitment, to the position that you're currently in, and you're looking to be challenged. So I definitely will reach out directly to your hiring manager, or to your person, or to the manager that you report to. And like I said, just lay it out on the table. Let them know what you're looking to do, and that goes back to doing an assessment on yourself, figuring out what you want to do for the company, and finding roles that may already exist within the company that you'll like to entertain, and ask for their insight. Ask their honest opinion on what do you think I need to do to be competitive for this position. Because just because you want to do it doesn't mean that you have the background or experience to do it. Those are two totally different things. There's a lot of people that would love to make a lateral move, or would like a particular promotion within their organization. It doesn't mean that their skill set matches to what the organization is asking. So you definitely want to make sure that if you do want to move within the organization, that you're qualified to move within the organization. And that goes back to working on you. And that's why I put that in the slide, because if you're not qualified, and if your manager gives you the feedback to say, we're really looking for somebody with more marketing experience, or we're really looking for somebody that has more of an accountant background, or whatever the case may be for your role that you're seeking, that gives you insight to go back to the drawing board and do the necessary things to get you to be more competitive if you were seeking out to be in that particular role. It may make you think about, you may have to go back to school. You may have to get a particular certification. You may have to get more experience. It may be some things that you have to do on your part, or on your half, to better prepare yourself for the role. Just because you work there doesn't mean you're guaranteed an internal position. It definitely increases your odds. I'm not going to say that, but they also are going to be looking to make sure it makes sense for them to move you in that role. So, do we have any more questions? Don't see any more questions for right now. Well, this is my contact information. You can send me a direct email if you have any questions or concerns, or if it was something that we didn't cover. You can check the website out for future workshops that we will be doing. And again, if any questions come up, you can sign up for our Q&A session every week if you want to. There's no limit. Again, I really urge everyone to send me questions beforehand, so we definitely can make this beneficial and maximize our time together. If there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and end the session. I hope everyone has a great night, and I appreciate your time, and I hope this was very helpful for you. Have a great night.